All right, so today is July 9th, 2019, and here we are with a new plant. So this here in front of me, I know it looks like a bunch of grass, but this is the rain lily. Doesn't look so spectacular right now, but when it blooms, you have a whole bunch of little pretty pink flowers all over the place, and it is pretty amazing. So it's long overdue for transplantation slash propagation. So I bought these long trays here, these long pots, so I can go ahead and plant them right down the center, and they'll fill out the pot. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this out. We'll go ahead and take the rain lilies out and see what they look like. All right, so here we have the rain lilies out of their pot. And as you can see here, it just pretty much looks like grass. You can see the roots down there. So they do kind of reach down quite a bit. I would assume each one of these has that rhizome with it. So there we go. You can see right there. It kind of looks like an onion. Try to clear some of this dirt. It just really totally does look like an onion if you look closely at it. But these are rain lilies. So I'll go ahead and try and get them all out of there. I'm not sure if all the rhizomes are this shape. When I got them, the rhizomes really didn't look like this at all. They were really small and they looked dried out, but I guess when you grow them, they kind of fill out in shape and wind up looking exactly like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and take all these out, and we'll start up right after that. All right, so I've got all the rain lilies out of that pot, and I've got them separated here. As you can see, there are a whole bunch of them. So there's probably 200 of them. When I first purchased it, I think I only got maybe about 8 rhizomes. But as you can see here, it's seriously multiplied within the past few years. So I've decided that I'm gonna cut off the tops here so that when I plant it, the leaf doesn't look all flimsy like this, just dangling over, looking horrible. I went on ahead and cut one of them so that you can see an example of what I'm talking about. I think I might just take the roots off just to kind of, get them into that soil a lot easier, and just wait for them to go on ahead and come back up. I don't think it should be a problem. So as you can see here, I've got my 2 trays ready, and I think I'll take the roots off and cut the top off, and I'll just plant it right into the soil just like this. Just kind of poke it in there. So I'll go ahead and get all that done, and we'll see what it looks like. These rhizomes multiplied a lot faster than I thought they would, and there were just so many of them that I had to plant them in separate pots as well. So if you can see here, those long trays that I had are completely filled, so I couldn't plant all of them into it. So I saved some of the other rhizomes, most of the big ones, so that I could plant them separately. So I know this one here is going to fill out, and I'm going to have just as many rhizomes as I started off with this propagation, which was about 200 rhizomes. So I know I'm going to end up with lots more here within probably the next year. So these 2 pots here, I have 1 rhizome. So there's just 1 rain lily planted in each of these pots, just so I can see how fast they actually do multiply. Okay, so it's July 15th, and it's been a couple of days since we've propagated these pink rain lilies. As you can see here, this is what the lilies look like. So nothing will stop these little guys from surviving. Even though we've separated them, cut the tops off, and propagated them, these lilies still manage to bloom. So we're coming up here on August, and August and September are when they tend to bloom the most. So hopefully the majority of these lilies end up blooming, so that we can see what it looks like when we've got a whole bunch of little pink lilies all over the place. All right, so it's September 20th, 2019, and it has been roughly 3 months since we've been back here to the rain lilies. As you can see here, these are what the rain lily flowers look like. They are super beautiful, just as I had described them when I first started this video. But here are those two long tray looking pots that I got the majority of the rain lilies planted into. As you can see, it seems to be doing perfectly fine. Here's that bigger pot that I had some of the larger rhizomes planted into, and that is doing just as well. With the two pots that had individual rhizomes planted into, you can see this one's doing fine, but the smaller one there doesn't seem to be doing too well. However, it is still alive. Let me grab it here so we can take a closer look. As you can see right there, there is the little rain lily. The top of it is kind of dried out, but the bottom is still alive, and I really think that this little rain lily is going to do just fine. So we'll just give them time. But I really wanted to record today to show you guys what the flowers look like. They're just really beautiful flowers, and when they actually fill out, you'll see this amount of flowers multiplied greatly, and you'll have, you know, probably 100 of these little pink flowers just sticking out of these pots. As you can see here, we've still got some that haven't quite yet bloomed yet. We'll come back when these little buds have bloomed. All right, so here we are the next day, September 21st, 2019, and the majority of the little buds that you saw here have now blossomed. So you can see these really pretty little pink flowers. There's quite a few of them. I think about 20 of them here. But this is nothing compared to what they should be, and that's when the pots actually fill out with the rain lilies, like they did in the original pot that we moved them out of. So we'll come back here within a couple of months to see just how well it's filled out. But for now, that'll be it for the video on the rain lily.